Yo, what's going on, gang? It's that black guy, the black guy, back again with another banger video for y'all. In this video, it's probably gonna be a short, sweet story, but it's gonna be about one of the times that I had smoked a fake basically a fake cartridge, and that shit kind of fucked up my head. But without further ado, let's get right into this bitch. So this story took place maybe 4 years ago, middle of high school type shit, and at this point, this was like the peak of everybody doing drugs at my school. Because there was a point where everyone was doing so much drugs, and it was getting to a point where the dean and everybody, the principal, had to end up really cutting down on this shit, expelling niggas, suspending niggas, bro, all that. They were going crazy. They was really calling police up in the building and shit. It was going nuts. So this was during the peak of all that, and at this point, the bathrooms, especially the boys' bathroom, bro, every other period, nigga, the boys' bathroom was flooded with people, bro. Niggas would be in the bathroom, bro. If you was in the bathroom using the actual toilet, nigga, you was gonna get flamed. Niggas was not using the stalls for the intended purposes, you know what I mean? If you were in the bathroom to actually use it, nigga, niggas was gonna violate you. Because we was trying to do our drugs quick and swiftly, you know what I mean? We only had 5 minutes between periods to get to class before we were late. So niggas had to really, make it snappy, you know what I mean? We had to text in a group chat, yo, who's going to which bathroom, who got this, who got that, we had to do this shit quick and in a jiffy, so at this point, it was lunchtime, and during lunch is really when the bathroom's popping off the most because it's the middle of the day, and niggas want to get high and shit for the last half of the school day, you know what I mean? So you could coast through it. But I'm in the bathroom, and I'm hanging out with some niggas, and we gonna call this one dude, we're gonna call him Josh. So this nigga Josh, usually, he doesn't really smoke. I don't know if he smokes. I don't really see him smoking, weed that much. He usually has, what is it called? What was that thing called? The Miley. Yeah, it was a nicotine. It was kind of like a Juul, but it was a bigger version of the Juul, I guess. It was more low-key at the time. But he usually be smoking that shit. So I see him over in the corner next to the stall waiting for a nigga to come out the bathroom. And I'm like, yo, bro, you got your Miley, bro? I'm trying to smack on that real quick. He's like, yeah, I got you. So he gives me a shit and do all that. I'm like, yo, you going to the bathroom just to hit this? You about to actually use the toilet? And I'm low-key about to roast him. You about to actually use the bathroom? You about to be one of those niggas? But he's like, nah, bro, I got this. And he pulls it looks like an actual pen, like a legit pen that you write with. That's what it looks like. But it has a little cartridge on the top where you screw on and off, and it has oil in it, which is basically THC, marijuana, weed type shit, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at the oil, I'm looking at the pen, and it looks cool as fuck. So I'm like, yo, I can see that shit, bro? Where'd you get this battery from? He's like, yo, bro, I got it from one of the smoke shops near my crib. The nigga don't be IDing me, so it's Gucci. I just be copping everything. That's where I get my Miley and shit from, bro. You should pull up. And I'm looking at the shit. I'm like, damn, bro, this battery looking tough. And I look up, and I'm kind of inspecting the oil he has in the cartridge. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, that shit did not look like no weed oil I've seen ever in life. That shit was clear, nigga. That shit was clear. I could see through it. I had the pen lifted up, pointed at him. I could see his eyes through the motherfucking oil, nigga. It's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be dark as hell. That shit was clearer than a motherfucker. I was like, yo, this is what battery is this? Because usually back at this time, niggas was the most popping weed cartridges niggas had was brass knuckle and Kingpin and shit. Those were the most popping ones niggas would always have. Yo, you got a BK, you got a brass knuckle I could smack on type shit. This was a little before the Stizzy started really popping in New York. This was when Stizzy was still an exclusively a Cali thing. Niggas in New York did not know about the Stizzies. We had no plugs for it at all and all that. So niggas, I'm looking at the cartridge and it doesn't look familiar because the brass knuckle usually is it's a gold cartridge type shit. But this one is it's green or whatever. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this cartridge? He's like, yo, bro, I'm telling you that shit's fire, bro. I got it from one of my boys. He said he got it from the dispensary. I'm like, this is from the dispensary? And I'm looking at the color of the cartridge and I'm thinking maybe it is from a dispensary because the shit is green, you know what I mean? You know how the dispensaries, they be having green on everything because marijuana is green. So I'm thinking yeah, maybe this is a dispensary shit, bro. Maybe this is some fucking medically graded type fucking oil. Maybe this shit is busting, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, bro, I could smack on this, you know what I'm saying? Right before lunch, this shit look crazy, you feel me? He's like, yeah, sure. So he goes in the bathroom first, smacks it, whatever. He comes out and I hit it, and I go in the bathroom and in the bathroom, you still gotta be low key because you don't know when a teacher or a dean's gonna walk in the bathroom or whatever, because they usually come in that shit randomly because there's no employee only bathroom type shit. There's no teacher only bathroom. It's only on the first floor, and that's like, our school was pretty big, so it was kind of a trek to get to the first floor bathroom and back up if you worked on the third floor in like 5 minutes, you know what I mean? So usually teachers would go in whichever bathroom the other students would go in and just use the urinals and shit. But so I'm trying to be cautious at this point, so I'm smoking the shit, and I have to zero it and not let any of the smoke out. 'Cause I don't usually, you know, with marijuana smoke, when you let the smoke out, especially when there's light, the smoke literally just settles, and it's just literally just, you just see the smoke just sitting in the air for like a good couple minutes, and like that just makes the shit so hot. Like with nicotine, it's easier to do because the smoke goes away immediately. You could literally just move your fucking hands around it and the smoke will just dissipate. But with weed oil and weed smoke, it's like, it just sticks. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a fucking like scientist, man. I'm sorry. But so while I'm zeroing this shit, bro, I don't remember what the taste was, bro, but that shit tasted very weird. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it did not taste like weed at all, but like, it tasted like something. And it didn't taste like something terrible, but it also didn't taste like something good. You know what I mean? It just tasted like something. I was like, okay. It had like a flavor, but I don't know what it was supposed to be. Like, I don't know what the strain was. He didn't know what the strain was. He said he just gave him the loose cartridge, like, because he didn't want it or some shit. I'm like, I should have known right there. That was a red flag when he said that he got the loose cartridge, didn't know the name of the strain, the name of the fucking brand, and none of that. Like, come on, son. But you know, I was young at the time. I was fiending, and I wanted to do whatever I could to get high. So I hit this shit like a couple times, and I was taking blinkers too, because I wasn't pussy. Every time niggas would give me something to hit, bro, I would take blinkers, bro. I would hit that shit till the shit couldn't fucking hit no more, bro. Literally. That's how long I would fucking be inhaling for. Like, that shit was definitely bad for my brain. But I hit that shit a couple times, and I'm blinking it or whatever, and I come out, and I don't really feel nothing at first. And I'm like, yeah, good looks. We dap up. We go to lunch. I'm on the line waiting to get food and shit, because you had to buy food. So I'm online waiting to get food. And I'm looking around at niggas. I'm looking for my friends that I usually sit with to talk to, because I got there a little late, so they're probably all at the table already. So I'm just looking around the lunch area, seeing if I know anybody here. And I see some other nigga named, we're going to call this nigga James. So I walk up to this nigga James, and I'm like, yo. And he looks at me. He's like, yo, bro, like, you alright, man? And I feel perfectly fine. At this point, I don't feel shit, bro. I feel perfectly fine. I feel sober as shit right now. At this point in time, I feel sober as fuck. I don't feel nothing, bro. Like, it feels like I just woke up or something. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking Gucci. Why? What's up? He was like, yo, bro, like, we couldn't take our phone out at the time, like, because this was a strict Catholic school, as I've been saying before. So they had to, like, we couldn't really take our phones out and shit. We had to be real discreet with it. But he's like, yo, bro, take your phone out and look at yourself in the camera. So I'm trying to sneak my phone out and look at myself in the camera, and I look for a second. I take a good ass look. I'm like, what the fuck? My eyes, bro, are bloodshot red, son. Like, it looks like literally I'm bleeding out of my eyes type shit. Like, my eyes are internally bleeding. That's how red it is. I'm like, yo, bro, I swear I told him, I'm like, yo, I swear to God, I don't even feel smacked. I don't know what the fuck. I hit this nigga Josh's cart, and as soon as I said that, he was like, yo, you hit that shit, bro? He showed me that shit, bro. That shit looks sus as fuck, bro. I had to dub it, bro. That shit looks sus. I was like, nah, bro. What you mean it looks sus? He was like, bro, that shit was clear, nigga. When he said that, that's when I really realized, like, yeah, that shit was dead ass clear. Like, what was I thinking? That shit was definitely not marijuana. But at that, like, in the moment, I was just looking at the battery and the cartridge, and it all looked so nice. I was like, and it was just right there in my hand. I was like, fuck it, yo, I have to hit it. You know what I mean? But he's like, yeah, that shit look fucking crazy. So I didn't even want to, like, ask him for a pee. And he's like, yo, you hit that shit? I'm like, yo, bro, I took like 3 fucking blinkers. And he's like, dog. He's like, yo, bro, get your food and sit the fuck down quickly before someone sees you and says something. Because usually at the cafeteria when we were sitting at lunch, because we were all fuck around at lunch, because it was a large group of us in our graduating class. It was like 300-400 people. So during lunch, there would be we had a bunch of food fights and shit. Fights, regular fights, food fights, niggas arguing, beefs, all that shit at lunch. So at this point, they would have TAs that would stand, like, on each side of the fucking room and, like, watch everybody type shit, go around tables, make sure everyone's not fucking around doing shit on their phone or whatever. So I'm trying to, like, keep my head down low-key after I got my food till I get to my table, try not to make eye contact with any sort of teacher at all. And I get to my table and I sit down, and all my boys see me sit down. They look at me. They're like, "Damn, bro, you look fucking fried." They're like, "Shit, bro, you have something? What you was smoking?" I was like, "Yo, bro." And I told them about Josh and shit. And they're like, "Damn, bro, you think that shit was? What do you think that shit was?" I'm like, "Dog, I don't fucking even know, bro. But I don't even feel smacked. Like, literally, I don't feel smacked at all, bro. I don't know why. Like, I don't understand. I'm just confused. I don't even know what to think. I'm just confused as fuck at this point. So, I just don't think nothing of it. I'm just sitting there eating. We're just talking, chatting about fucking, drama at school and shit. And maybe like 10, 15 minutes later, after we're all done eating and shit, we're supposed to get up to eat. The TAs come, they do the gavel thing on the fucking table, telling us we can get up and leave. And as soon as I get up to go outside and that sunlight hits me, bro, I don't know what happened, but that really, like, it's like I just got smacked immediately, bro. As soon as the sun hit my face, I just got fried. Like, literally fried. Like, I would look fried already, but once the sun hit me, I felt fried. Like, in my mind. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, I was literally just, as soon as I got outside and the sun was just beaming on me, and everyone was just we usually stand around in a circle and just, like, talk and bullshit around. Everyone was talking, and I was literally just standing there with my hands in my pockets, just staring off into space. With the sun, like, it was hot as fuck this day too, but the sun was just beaming on me, bro. And I don't know what it was. That shit just had me, I felt fried as fuck. And no one really noticed, I guess, because they were all just in their own world. I was in my own universe. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, bro. I was just thinking about a whole bunch of random bullshit, bro. When you're smacked, you just, like, your mind just races. So that's basically what was happening right now. So I go back inside, like 5 minutes later, they tell us to go back inside. I go to my locker, and I get to my locker, and I knew I was smacked at this point, because I got to the locker, bro, and I literally put in my combination so many times at this point, bro. I've had this locker for at least 6 months at this point. Same combination I put in 2-3 times a day to get my book bag out the shit. Before school, after school, whatever. And at this point, like, I only have 5 minutes to get to class, so I'm low-key in a rush. And for some reason, I just can't put in the fucking code. I don't know if I'm just turning it the wrong way, if I'm acting dyslexic, but the code's not working for me. I'm getting stressed the fuck out. I'm just tight right now. I'm like, yo, dog, like first I smoked some lace shit, and now my fucking locker won't open. Like, oh my god, like, I'm pissed right now, and I'm about to be late for class. And when you're late, you get a detention. I do not want to stay in school till 3 o'clock, nigga. Stay for an extra hour and a half sitting there watching a fucking smartboard presentation telling us the rules about the school. Like, dog, that shit is ass, man. But I'm pissed off at this point, so I'm just like, yo, fuck it. I'm just gonna go to the nurse and be like, I'm sick or something. So I go to the nurse's office, and I basically just tell her, like, yeah, I'm not feeling well. And at this point, she looks at me, and I don't know if she knew I was smacked or whatever, but then the nurse was pretty clutch, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the students was cool with her. Like, she was a pretty cool nurse. So I don't know if she knew I was smacked and was just like, yo, like, you're Gucci. But she told me to just lay down, and she'll call my teacher and tell her that, like, I'm not feeling well and that I'm at the nurse's office type shit. So I'm laying there. I lay there for basically the rest of the fucking day. I'm not gonna lie. We had like 2-3 hours left of classes. I laid in that nurse's office the whole time, and I fucking knocked. And then she woke me up when class ended, and she was like, yeah, class is over. I told all your teachers you were at the nurse, so you can go home. Well, I think she told me to go there and, like, get the stuff I needed for classwork and homework. But, like, I was at that point, I didn't really feel fried at that point, but I was just tired, man. Like, I was just tired. It was a long day. I got laced. I was pissed, and I was like, yo, I don't care about classwork, homework, bro. I'm going home. So I just walked straight out the door to the bus stop and fucking bounced. But yeah, that's the end of the story. Hope y'all enjoyed that shit. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.